Thank you. Thanks for giving me the opportunity to be here. My name is Ed Flynn, running for City Council of District 2. Just as a way of background, born and raised in the district, born in South Boston, went to high school with a lot of North End kids at Don Bosco, not too far from here. My son is a student at the Josiah Quincy School. I was actually with him today. He finished the 5th grade. He's going to the Josiah Quincy Upper School, so we know the area very well. We spent a lot of time in the North End with family. People I respected over the years was Bobby DeCristoforo, the North End against drugs, and the Pascantilli family, always active in helping people in the criminal justice field. I'm a probation officer. I worked a lot with a lot of probation officers from the North End and court officers from the North End, so I know how hard they've worked over the years helping people dealing with substance abuse, coming out of jail, coming out of prison, getting them back into society, trying to get them job training, try to get them drug counseling, try to get them back on their feet, treating them with respect, giving them another opportunity to engage in society, get back into society. I'm proud of what I did as a probation officer. I had the opportunity to serve in the Clinton administration for a number of years, working on efforts to increase the federal minimum wage, worker protection, OSHA laws. Also proud to have retired 2 years ago from the U.S. Navy. After high school, in college, enlisted in the Navy, served for about 24, 25 years. Served overseas in Iraq. Also served in Guantanamo. I was in Guantanamo when the Haiti earthquake hit that and devastated that country. I was in Cuba, actually. And so I was part of the logistic team that helped the devastation in Haiti. One thing I've learned about life, and is coming over to the North End and coming to this area of the city, is the hard work that people always demonstrated here, and the love of family, love of the country, and the willingness to help people, especially people down on their luck, always being there. And that's a city councilor I want to be for District 2. I learned it from my father. Our phone number was always published growing up, and as a kid would get the phone calls at early in the morning, someone's heat would be out. We'd try our best to take down the information, try to respond, and try to help that person. It's the most important call we could take all day to make sure that person was treated fairly, treated with respect, helping the elderly, helping the disadvantaged, helping the disabled. I'm going to be a strong city council that focuses on constituent services. Working hard is something I always did my entire life, whether it's in the military, whether it's helping returning veterans, as a probation officer, as a father. I always worked hard, and I always treated people fairly. I had the opportunity, like many people here, to visit New Hampshire over 10 times when Hillary Clinton was running for president, knocking on doors with my wife and with my daughter. And proud to have been a long-time activist in the Democratic Party. I'm a Ward 7 vice chair as well of my party, so I understand the important role the Democratic Party plays in helping people and making sure that everybody has a voice in government. And it's not about helping the wealthy, it's about helping the poor, it's about helping the needy, the elderly, treating everybody fairly, treating everybody with respect and dignity. That's what I've done my entire life, and just want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to be here, and would welcome your consideration tonight. And also I'm going to work hard for this entire district, the waterfront, Harbor Towers area, Chinatown, the South End, Beacon Hill, Back Bay. I spent a lot of time in Beacon Hill today, meeting with residents. And I'm going to be a bridge builder for this entire district, making sure every person in this district is treated fairly, is treated with respect, and that's something I'm committed to doing, is being there, handling those constituent services, constituent calls, and making sure that your voice is heard in city government. Public schools is also a key issue for me. As I mentioned, my son's in the Josiah Quincy School. My wife and I are active in that school. But I think every student deserves the opportunity to get a decent education here in the city of Boston. Quincy's a great school, but there's not enough of them. And I want to work hard to make sure every child has the opportunity to go to a school such as the Quincy. Transportation, another issue. Very difficult to get into some of these parts of the district. The South Boston waterfront can be challenging. The economy's booming, but how can people physically get there from the south end, from Chinatown? Roxbury's not in the district, but from the Dudley area. It's important that we link the entire district transportation-wise to make sure that everybody has access to those jobs in the South Boston waterfront. Again, thank you for giving me the opportunity for coming. I'm proud to be a Democrat. I'm proud to be a member of my board committee. I've been a board committee in South Boston for many years. Proud to have gone to New Hampshire many times with Mayor Walsh and supported Hillary Clinton. So thank you again for giving me the opportunity to be here.
Anyone in the water committee have any questions right now? Stephen? Any questions?
Thanks so much for being here. Resident of the South End. My husband Tim and now our 1-year-old daughter. Sorry, I'm a little sick. I played daycare here. And we're very active in Chinatown. And I think one of the issues that we see a lot in the case of the South End is that the Asian American community, which is one of the fastest growing communities, largely immigrant, are being displaced outside of these really growing, in the case of North End, a lot of the downtown neighborhoods, high-cost areas. And
Right.
so housing, affordable housing is a huge issue.
Right.
Just curious what you might see as a role that you as a council could play in just helping to make more progress on this issue. Understand this is an attractive area for development.
Right.
And, a lot of residents, if you were there first.
Right, no, I agree with you. It's a great neighborhood. I think Mayor Walsh is doing a great job trying to build affordable housing, workforce housing. But we also have to admit that under the previous administration, we weren't focused on building affordable housing. We were focused on building luxury condos for the very wealthy. You know, there's a reason why we have the highest income inequality in the city right now. It's for 25, 30 years old. 30 years, we just built luxury condos throughout many parts of the city. We failed to build workforce housing. We failed to build housing for the poor, housing for our seniors, housing for the disabled. Those are issues I'm going to focus on as a city council. I'm not going to be beholden to developers across this city. I'm going to represent the people. I'm going to work hard for the people. And they send me to the city hall, and you know, I'm going to give them my best judgment, my hard work, but I'm not going to owe any developers anything. I'm going to owe the people my hard work and my honesty. And that's something I learned from my father for 40 years. I'm proud of his record building affordable housing across this city. And you know, I'd like to work with you, and if you're able to consider me on election day. But I think we need to get back into the business of building affordable housing, building workforce housing. The city council has a great relationship with the mayor, and they are doing that right now. I'd like to be part of that team as well.
That was a question. Anyone else right now?
Hey Ed, as I commend you to work as a probation officer. I know how hard it is. A lot of my practice is criminal defense, so I know what you do, especially in Suffolk Superior Court, and the seriousness of the offenses, the type of, I guess, defendants and individuals that come across your desk. Do a lot of housing, you know, drug abuse,
Yep.
getting them to programs, work, helping them work. I'm more concerned with the drug abuse issue we have. And
Right.
I mean, as a probation officer, I know you see it, especially in Southie, there's a lot going on with any ideas what your plans will be as a city council?
Yeah, as a probation officer, I've done it for 8 years. I love the job. I'm on a leave of absence, probably the best job I ever had. but you're literally the person between the person on probation and going to jail or going back to prison. 97% of people coming out of jail, 97% of people in jail or prison are coming out. We want to make sure that they have re-entry services. May Walsh is doing a good job on re-entry services. Ian Elmer, who I work with as assistant district attorney in Suffolk area, kind of leading the charge there. But they want to make sure, and I'm part of the process to make sure people coming out of jail or prison have access to job training, counseling, an opportunity to live in a place in Boston. Homelessness is a key issue that we're dealing with, people coming out of jail and prison. People have made mistakes and they paid the price. But I also think we need to look at Corey reform again and give people another opportunity. They may have made a mistake, they may have made 2 mistakes. Governor Patrick did a good job in the state legislature as well with reforming Corey. I think we can do more to give people another opportunity. And I'm not giving up on the people that are in jail or in prison. I want them to come back to the community, to be engaged, to live a productive life, because they're also our family members. They're our neighbors, and they made a mistake. But we can't hold that against them for the rest of their life, but we have to make sure that they do have some services that can help them back from that transition. Also, a part of it is public safety. I want to make sure we have more police on the street, developing relationships with the community. Community policing is an excellent program. Police, work closely with the community, knowing the neighbors, knowing the business community is critical. That's how you develop positive relationships. It's also how you develop intelligence of what's happening in the neighborhood. And I learned a lot about my service as a probation officer. And the best advice I had was from my old chief, Sandy Stillwell. He said, treat people as if it were your family member that's on probation. Treat them well. Try to help them. Don't look down upon them because they have a criminal record. Go to bat for them if you can, but also remember that you also have a responsibility to the public. Public safety is a key component as well. Again, so I want to ask if you would consider me tonight. I want to ask if you would consider me on election day. And there'll be no one that will work harder than me. I've done that my whole life. No one's ever given me anything in life. I was successful in the military for 25 years because I worked hard and I brought people together. We had a recent controversy in South Boston during the St. Patrick's Day parade. They voted to exclude a group of gay and lesbian veterans. Well, there was a lot of people, including myself. I supported that group to march. And once that vote happened, we mobilized as a community, the elected officials, young veterans. We all came together. We saw an injustice in our town, and we wanted to make sure it never happened again. We had another vote to include them back in, and I can proud to report, actually last night we had a reorganization of the Allied War Veterans Council. Now it's made up of younger veterans, people committed to equality, making sure everybody is treated with respect and dignity. You know, veterans that are gay and lesbian, they served our country. They put the uniform of our country on, and they deserve to be treated fairly and treated with respect. So I wanted to share that story with you. I was part of the team, working closely with the elected officials, young veterans, city councilors. Councilor George was also very helpful to us as well. She played a key role in making sure we always treat people with respect in South Boston. And that's what I want to do as your city council. I hope you give me the opportunity to be a city councilor here.
Quick question.
Quick
follow-up on that question. I'm not a city, but I am a resident of Woodbury. I'm a gay veteran as well. I served in the first Gulf War. Is it still just limited to veterans groups though with the parade? That's been my frustration with this process. So if you're a gay veteran, you're okay to march, but if you're just a gay person who's not a veteran? Because so far it's only been the veterans group that's been allowed in, correct?
No, we've had Boston Pride March in the past.
Well, that was just the 1 year, which
Yeah.
then led to the explosion this year. That was a mistake last year. And to me, it felt like it was papered over by saying, oh, you're a veteran, so therefore you've earned the right. But, you know, I don't think the issue's resolved yet.
No, it's
So everyone now.
It's
any-
resolved, oh
any
yeah,
group that
it's
wants-
resolved. I made sure of that.
Okay.
We worked hard, and we brought people together.
Okay.
And, you know, our community came together, elected officials came together, mostly young veterans came together, and the people of South Boston came together. We wanted to make sure that it's the most inclusive parade it possibly can be, and it is. It's going to be. And I'm proud of the people of South Boston. I know other people might be very critical of my community and my hometown, but I have an obligation to stand up, and I'm proud of what my town did after that vote. We mobilized, and that wasn't representative of the South Boston people that I know.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh,